rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this one to get started. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. Today's game continues this Golden State Warriors homestand. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
And coming off their championship last season, that success, I believe, carried right over into this one. They played at a high level all year long and stand poised to make another run at the title.
Certainly looks that way, Greg. I mean, some teams go through a little bit of a malaise or a hangover after a championship. Not these guys. They've had a terrific year.
So Golden State will get the first possession. Look at the San Antonio Spurs opening line. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the point guard. Early on last year, it was clear Steph Curry was just on another level. An MVP candidate right from the start of the season, and he would eventually be voted that award.
And I thought very deserved. You could see how he elevated his play, and so many of us, and so much talk focuses on what he does offensively. But he was ahead of the snake of a terrific defensive group for Golden State a season ago, and that's one reason why he ended up being the MVP.
And San Antonio has possession. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And really an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it came in an opponent's building, and there's no question it was their offense that carried it.
I love the way they went and got this game, Greg. I mean, they attacked at every opportunity, never relaxed or sat back, and as a result, they eventually pulled away.
Here's Parker, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Passes it to Duncan. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Warriors with possession here. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, Steve Kerr gave me a few moments to catch up with me. He talked about the respect he has for the game of LaMarcus Aldridge and how tough it will be for them to slow him down, saying Aldridge is tough because he can score facing up or with his back to the basket. And with his length, it's tough to bother his shot. We'll look to deny him the ball when we can and just try to make it as hard as possible every touch. Kevin, we'll see how successful they are.
Thank you, Doris. Guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin, and a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. Playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. And so Thompson nails both of them.
And Thompson last season set the record for most points ever in a quarter with 37. Made all 13 shots and 2 free throws and finished the game with 52 points.
Aldridge, the pass to Duncan.
The scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Curry kicks to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Curry dishes to Bogut. Feeds to Barnes. Pocket 6 to the middle. And stolen by Aldridge. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Green, the screen. Parker with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Full shot clock. Here's Duncan. And it doesn't even draw out.
And Thompson making all 9 of his 3-pointers in that game. I mean, that was also a record. The most 3-pointers in a quarter. I think that performance sealed his place among the All-Star reserve.
Spurs trail by 8. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. It's Parker with the drop. And that's good.
And guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you can actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
Here's Thompson following the score by Tony Parker. Green with the screen on Green. And the Warriors miss again. The Spurs have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Parker kicks to Leonard. There's the 3. And it's good, and the assist by Parker.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Warriors leading by 3. Outside, Green. And Thompson kicks to Green. Back to Thompson. Shot on the wing. And it's Thompson again missing. The Spurs have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Curry against Parker. Shot clock at 6. He feeds it to Green. 3-pointer. Rebound Bogut.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
The offensive rebound, and he makes good on the layup. Bogut's got his second basket of the night.
The box out, some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers. Curry kicks to Barnes, and that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. On defense, San Antonio trailing by 5. Thompson passes to Green. The second effort. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots.
Gentlemen,
definitely a factor early.
2 shots.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And that one misses. And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can. A rugged player.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
Now Curry. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. And that one's good. Barnes.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Parker with it. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Leonard's got 5 now.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Curry dishes to Green. It's Thompson off the drive. From 16 feet away, he pins it.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
You know, the league going to more ball movement, more outside shooting, less isolation play, and those are all natural fits for the talents of Klay Thompson, who's great moving off the ball, and we know he can stroke it from long range. Parker, how's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up 13 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, you know, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Ezeli's checked in for Bogut. And it's Iguodala in for Harrison Barnes. Greg, for Thompson, a hard-working defender. You were talking about it. Do you think Clark, his offensive style, frees him up to put more energy into defense?
Well, you know, it could be. I mean, he's extremely smooth. He's uber smooth in how he operates. He doesn't have to drive the lane and absorb a lot of contact to get his shot off, and he's quick and efficient with his offense. So that does leave him more energy for the defensive end.
Here's Thompson following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Here now the league's highest scoring teams the past 10 games. What a stretch it has been for these guys. The Warriors, number 1. The Spurs, second.
And they may be getting it done in slightly different ways, guys, but both of these teams are putting up a ton of points.
Now here's Ginobili. Boy, he was something else against the Lakers. Good. And now just a 3-point Warrior lead.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
Curry with it. Covered by Mills. Right side Curry. Ezeli. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Aldridge with a screen on Curry. Here's Yao. Green with the Iguodala's try. Shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. 2 top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff seeding.
Here's Curry. Boris Diaw picking up that last basket. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Aldridge, no what? Warriors leading by 3. Iguodala kicks to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Leonard with the steal. Plenty of space. The Warriors pull it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
On the wing, Iguodala. He's covered by Ginobili. Ezeli the pass to Iguodala. And here's Green outside. Shot is off. There's D from Aldridge.
There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him.
Golden State's gone 0-2 from deep here.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Spurs trail by 6. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And Iguodala knows just how deadly his teammates can be from outside, and he looks for them to get their shot before getting his own. I think this situation for him in Golden State's perfect for his skill set. Here at the numbers for Curry. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. Second in scoring, 7th in assists, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And what he's doing right now, I mean, carving up defensive schemes at will. Boy, it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Curry. San Antonio also making some changes. West is checked in for Aldridge. And it's Kyle Anderson in for Kawhi Leonard.
2 shots, gentlemen.
Look at the metrics for it, Clark, and Iguodala is onto something. He just knows to look for the best team shots.
Yeah, he's got a really good basketball IQ, and I think it's his selflessness that allows him to tap into that, especially at the offensive end. Rarely forces situations offensively.
And he knocks down the first one.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
And Diaw drops them both. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled, much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
And here's Mills following Draymond Green's three.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
And Rush kicks to Livingston. 4 on the clock. 7-foot shot. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. It's Ginobili with the drive. Swiped away. And now Iguodala running the floor. All before the hole.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia slam cam replay. Warriors leading by 9. Livingston dishes to Iguodala. Green, the pass to Azili. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back, late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down actually last season, but his production was decidedly up.
Yeah, he went from 44 to 55% on field goals, from 53 to 63% on free throws, a testament to how much effort he's putting into developing that shooting stroke.
The Spurs making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. So he comes up empty at the line.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra. And, you know, going back to Ezeli, impressive physically, 7'6" wingspan, 5% body fat. If his skill set ever catches up with his natural kid, watch out, watch out.
And a footnote to Ezeli, one of his college administrators raved about his intelligence. He cited Ezeli's broad perspective on world trade, globalization, and I tell you what, if Ezeli keeps improving, he'll soon be a serious benefactor of the economics of American sports.
Shot off the pick. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Warriors leading by 9. Here is Livingston looking for his first basket still in this one. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And the Warriors making a change here. Barbosa's checked in. Spurs trail by 9. And Mills kicks to Anderson. Pass to Dion. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. There's a screen. Mills passes to Anderson. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Warriors lead by 9. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu, Tony, and Timmy there as the foundation, and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that come on board, whether it's Leonard or Splitter, Mills, Green, or any of the other role players that have come through the Spurs organization.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stance-wise?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Green out there with West. And it's Duncan. And there's Parker. And it's Simmons in at the 2-guard.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players. Passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
The Spurs have made 2 of the previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
Curry's checked in for Sean Livingston. Getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you on the floor.
Right.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Warriors leading by 8. Pass to Bogut. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Now here's Curry after the miss from Tim Duncan. Curry dishes to Barbosa. Nobody near Barnes. And another 3 for Golden State.
He could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Duncan, a screen. Leonard, the pass to Duncan. And too long on the shot.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
One more time. Come on.
Outside Curry. Knocks it loose. Leonard with the steal. It's Parker with the drive. He dishes it to Simmons. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Simmons got it back down to a single-digit deficit for San Antonio. Curry against Parker. Curry kicks to Barbosa. Oh, good with the triple. The Spurs have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Parker dishes to Simmons. Nobody near Leonard. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Yeah, they got hot. I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now this game's up for grabs.
Now here's Barnes. He has 5. The dish to Barbosa. Screen by Bogut. Shot clock at 5. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot.
gentlemen.
2 shots coming up. You're looking at the list of the NBA's top shooters from behind the arc for the past month. 5th best, Kawhi Leonard.
Sometimes a three-point shooter gets into that rhythm and just keeps carrying it over. That's been the case for him the entire month.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Brandon Rush. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Here's Barnes following the score by Tony Parker. And the pass to Curry. Unloads. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
This shot's just, it's not there right now with this team leading. Perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. Warriors leading by 4.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
No good from Bogut. Here's San Antonio. They're on a 10-1 run. Aldridge with it. And it's Iguodala picking him up. No good from 11 feet.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left arm, but still fought through to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
This is really the story of the game here. They've been excellent from behind the arc.
And Parker, here we go. Outside Leonard from about 19 feet. Barnes grabs the miss. Warriors have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Iguodala, the pass to Thompson. Ginobili against Barnes. Curry outside. The rebound by the Spurs. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Their game plan needs needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
He gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful max contracts have been in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Now here's Curry following the miss by Tony Parker. Here's the 3. Curry's shot is off. Spurs trail by 9. Leonard with a screen on Thompson. Leonard attacking, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Well, we were talking about max contracts. There are arguments to their benefits. Commissioner Adam Silver said last year that he feels they help with parity. What do you think?
You know, for the most part, I do believe he's correct. I mean, they do help with parity. For guys like LeBron and Durant, let's face it, the big max contract can be a hindrance. They're probably considered to be worth far more than they're paid. But it's going to be something that is debated back and forth throughout the next negotiations for the CBA.
Well, the Spurs just don't go on losing streaks very often, Greg. One perk of being a talented veteran group.
Yeah, how about the Spurs lost 4 games in a row twice last year. Over the last decade before that, Kevin, they had only lost 4 games in a row twice. Unbelievable. Check out the stats for Green. His last 10 games, he's putting up 6 points a night, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
The Warriors making a switch here. Azili's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Mills is checked in.
You look at the Spurs and how they avoid losing streaks. I mean, most teams losing 4 in a row wouldn't be such a big deal. It's only a big deal for the Spurs because they're so consistent year in and year out. That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
Spurs trail by 9. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Can't hit. The Warriors go the other way.
And guys, for the Spurs, a big reason they rarely go on losing streaks is that they have no bad matchups. One of only 3 teams in the NBA last year to defeat every other NBA team. Winning for this group is just second nature.
Here's Mills after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Mills with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. A nice shot by Aldridge. Warriors leading by 9. Now here's Curry. He picked up 39 points in the last one against Indiana.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
Leonard, no luck.
They're really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving Collins.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Now here's Aldridge after the miss from Klay Thompson. Aldridge kicks to Green. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Aldridge, no luck. Golden State's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Here's Curry. Can't get it to go. Great tee that time from Green. Ginobili dishes to Mills. He kicks it to Leonard. Ginobili outside. There's the feed to Aldridge. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Spurs have shot 80% for the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. That free throw good from Aldridge.
It's a good job from the foul line here. And they'll need to continue to convert their chances in order to get back in it.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Golden State. Livingston comes in for Steph Curry. West is checked in for the Spurs. Anderson comes in for Daniel Green. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
This is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line right here.
Livingston kicks to Thompson. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And here's Mills. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Lakers. Aldridge left side. From about 16. A rebound by Azili. Azili's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Thompson passes to Livingston. On the wing, Thompson. Covered by Mills. Tries to snap the cold streak. Hope they get it back. Second chance shot. Azili gets the bucket. Azili's got his second bucket of the night.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance.
Here now, the 2K leaderboard, showing us the best passing teams in the NBA over the course of the last month. The Warriors, number 1. In 4th, the Spurs.
You know, Kevin, you look at both of these teams, and passing and ball movement have really become priorities, a focal point for both of them.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first free throw is good. And for Kyle Anderson, he had so many traits, Greg, the Spurs were looking for when they drafted him back in 2014, but he spent pretty much the entire season on the pine.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Pop makes his guys earn their minutes. You know, he doesn't care if he took you in the first round or if you're an undrafted free agent. He's going to play the guy who helps his team win.
You know, talking about Kyle Anderson, he's a bit of a polarizing prospect, has a multifaceted skill set. I mean, excellent court vision, outstanding length, doesn't have elite athleticism, absolutely needs to get stronger, but he's got a lot of game.
And guys, getting back to Kyle Anderson, not a fit for every system. I mean, he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands to be effective, and he's much more of a facilitator than a finisher at this stage.
Just watching Festus Ezeli out of Vanderbilt play. He's got the big body inside, moves pretty fluidly, adroit, good footwork. He's kind of got the whole package.
Yeah, he does. He's a space eater. He's very strong physically, good frame. He's a load down there, and what you said, the fact that he's fairly agile, makes him tough.
You know, and Ezeli missing a lot of games with various injuries from the knee and ankle a season ago. He can be a quality rebounder and rim protector, but he's got to find a way to stay healthy. And Azili, originally from Nigeria, picked up the game late. Only played 6 years of organized basketball before going pro. So still developing his hands and offensive skill set, but clearly he's got the tools physically to play.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Warriors leading by 10. Here is Livingston. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's the pick. Off the pick. And he dunks it after the pick. Frees him up.
Punches it down.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. And he gets it to go. Thompson's got 9 points in the quarter.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage. And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Spurs passing it around. Last dishes to Diaw. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Diaw's got 6.
Great unspoken communication between teammates, leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
55 seconds left in the first half of the game. Again, the miss by Thompson.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
And he clearly is one of those guys, Greg. We saw it right there. Nice work forcing that miss.
Mills can't hit. Warriors leading by 10. Livingston kicks to Thompson. Dishes it to Green. And again, no good by Golden State. San Antonio's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Diaw against Green. Kicks to Anderson. On the clock to the left side wing. Here's West. They get the rebound, and Anderson gets it to go. Anderson's got it back down to single digits for the Spurs.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And so that's the end of the first half. The Warriors on top. They lead by 8. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
All right, Kevin, here with Tony Parker. And Tony, you guys have struggled offensively so far in this game. Why do you think it's been so tough to get into a groove here?
I don't know. They got a hard time to make a basket. Playing a very good team. They play with a lot of energy. So hopefully in the second half we can shoot a little bit better.
Tony, thank you. Kevin, nothing like seeing two Titans get after it.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Golden State did not hesitate to set the pace. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort on both ends of the floor. And it was a 9-point lead for them as they finished the first quarter. Momentum shifted slightly in the second quarter, causing them to lose some traction, but they still ended the half up by 8. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, there's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
The second half beginning in just a moment. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Spurs trail by 8. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Curry in at the 1. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Now here's Thompson. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Green against Thompson. Parker outside. Pass to Duncan. Just 5 to shoot. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Curry with him. He's picked up by Parker. Screen by Bogut. They double team Curry. Off the pick. Another shot, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself, and you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man, and just he has an air about it.
And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you.
Now here's Parker. Feeds to Aldridge. 5 on the clock. Nice D from Bogut.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Curry passes to Bogut from 13. Again, the miss by Bogut.
Defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Deflects the pass. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Curry attacking, shoots from 12. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to the second half. Still scoring.
That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And 11 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Green dishes to Bogut. Here's Curry. And the Warriors miss again.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to catch that jumper.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Leonard with the steal. Thompson against Parker. Outside Aldridge. That doesn't go either for Aldridge. Warriors leading by 4. Curry kicks to Barnes. Good on the triple. Barnes has got 4 this quarter.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
The #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big RC coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
Turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. In third, the Warriors.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Spurs trail by 7.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, was 3rd in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years. Though his shot blocking and defense were always strong.
Now here's Leonard. 10 points for him. And he gets it to go from the corner. Leonard's got 12 points in the game.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Here's Green.
A good night for Green. 8 rebounds. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he'd like.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
The Warriors making a switch here. Barbosa's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. Spurs trail by 6. Parker kicks to Aldridge. They set the pick. Bulls from the top of the key. Green with the rebound.
Hey guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision. And whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
San Antonio's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They are 4 for 9. Parker against Curry. Parker kicks to Leonard. Duncan, a screen. Shot clock at 6. The 11-footer counted, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Leonard. Golden State's gone 6 of 14 with the three ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Curry passes to Bogut. There's Green with the three. Another three for Golden State.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Leonard dishes to Parker. Spurs passing it around. Here's Duncan, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
I'll tell you what, at this point in his career, it is safe to say, actually has been for a while, that Duncan might be one of the best power forwards ever. He is, clearly. 5 rings, 50-win seasons, his whole career. The complete package on the box.
And Duncan, who briefly contemplated retiring after last season, showed in the playoffs, Greg, he is still very much at the top of his game.
Listen, Tim Duncan, for me, is the greatest power forward to ever play the game, although Pop will tell you he's actually a center in the power forward's body. Hey, what a great matchup. Yeah, how great was he, I should say, in the matchup against the Clippers last season. And throughout his career, he has been more consistent than a clock. I mean, it doesn't matter the year or who he's up against. This guy just finds a way to leave his mark on the game.
Curry attacking. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Curry's got 4 points in the quarter. Spurs trail by 9. Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Ginobili with the ball. Barbosa picks him up. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Fires the three. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Led by as many as 14 points. Curry kicks to Barbosa. Screen by Bogut. Barbosa passes to Curry. Back to Barbosa. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 8th assist in the game. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Parker outside. He feeds it to Duncan. It's deflected. 17-foot shot on the way. Good. Duncan's got 8 points.
You know, you can give a defender a lot of trouble if you're consistent with that turnaround jumper. It's almost impossible to block.
Barbosa kicks to Curry. Bogut sends a screen for Curry. And Leandro Barbosa again. Barbosa's got his second bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
That doesn't go either by Ginobili.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
They're very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Barbosa kicks to Green. Here's Bogut. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Kawhi Leonard. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Warriors.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Couple that with just how well they've shot it from beyond, and they've made this thing look easy.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. Some changes for Golden State. Iguodala comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Livingston in for Curry. San Antonio also making some changes. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
Listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. Said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
Now, here's Diaw. 6 points for him. Mills can't hit.
outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
On the wing, it's Iguodala. He's covered by Leonard. Offensive rebound. And it's Green missing. Spurs trail by 11. Shot's good by Mills.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And for Leonard to hear players say that a lot, but rarely before they reach the end of their rookie contract.
Yeah, I think Leonard just realizes what a special situation he found himself in. I mean, he is the complete package as a player and custom made for how the Spurs like to play and do things.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Andrew Bogut. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. He signed a nice 3-year deal with the Warriors, helped their bench. Great fit for that team.
No question. A rare package at 6'7", who's a true point guard and extremely versatile defensively. He can play alongside Steph Curry, handling the ball or off it. And easy to see why the Dubs were happy to get him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Spurs trail by 13. Picked by West. Mills, that's a two-pointer. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Iguodala, no good. San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Snatched up. Chance shot and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Andre Iguodala.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for West. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's right around 9 points a night, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
Yeah, in every way, I think he's doing a much better job, and the numbers certainly support that.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Manu Ginobili's one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. I mean, a true competitor in every sense of the word.
Both shots good from the stripe. On the topic of Ginobili, he's the guy who, when things aren't going well for your team, takes things into his own hands. He takes over, tries to coordinate. His will to win is, as Greg Popovich will tell you, out of this world.
I mean, you know, he's not just physically tough, but as mentally tough as anybody, arguably, who's ever played the game. What a big-time performer and a big shot maker.
Andrew Bogut checked in for the Warriors. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Simmons is checked in. Here's the screen. And Diaw kicks to Simmons. No good from outside. Warriors leading by 11. Iguodala right side. And the wide open shot from Green. And again, no good by Golden State.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Simmons kicks it to West. Pass to Mills. Launches a three. The Warriors pull it in. Bogut's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Here is Livingston, covered by Mills. Screen by Bogut. Pass to Iguodala. Just 5 to shoot. And the 3 off target. Spurs trail by 11. Mills passes to Diaw. And it's sent back by Bogut. But they'll get another chance. A finish.
Woo. Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on them now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. San Antonio with the ball. The Warriors making the shot. Diaw up top, covered by Bogut. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Fellas, you look at Boris Diaw and say, my goodness, if he could just get in better shape. But he uses every bit of that significant backside of his to his advantage. Opponents can't get through him or around him, so he's making good use of the extra LBs.
Getting back to Diaw, he has a sneaky quick first step. You think he won't or can't blow by you, then suddenly, and you know this, Greg, you're stuck to his hip as he's taking it to the rack for a and one.
You know, he's a bit like Foreman, and I'm not talking about his body type.
Or the grill.
Yeah, you know, Diaw plays with you a little bit, puts that body on you, lulls you to sleep, then wham, shows you up in the worst way.
That one is no good. A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game. Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
Now, here's Mills. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. West outside. He dishes it to Simmons. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And here's Anderson from the arc. It's hauled in by Bogut.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. So he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
And here's Mills after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. Here's Iguodala. It's down the breakaway slam.
The lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team is underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
And he makes the first. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Thompson. No luck. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors lead by 18. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Leonard with the steal. On the floor for San Antonio. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And Leonard in at the 3 slot.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
Now here's Thompson. Now the dish to Curry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's 13 points for Steph Curry. Spurs trail by 18. Parker outside to the left wing. And stolen by Barnes. Curry against Parker. Curry dishes to Thompson. Curry a screen on Aldridge. Barnes kicks to Curry. Just 5 on the clock. Screen by Bogut. And Curry, here we go. Again, Curry missing.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Here's Thompson after the basket by San Antonio. Hit by Duncan. Parker against Iguodala. Outside, Green. Back to Parker. Duncan right side. That one off the back iron and out.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
Barnes sets a screen for Curry. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. Spurs trail by 16. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Parker drives in. Outside Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's 13 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, if you really want to make things hard on yourself, that's exactly how to do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
They're not doing themselves any favors at this point. They've got to stabilize their offense with just sound execution.
The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Warriors leading by 14. Outside Curry. Bogut sets a screen for Curry. 4 on the clock. Thompson inside the line. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Now Parker. The pass to Duncan. The 11-footer, and it's sent back by Bogut. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Bogut sets a screen for Barnes. Green, beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
How about Bogut doing a good job setting that screen?
Spurs trail by 16. Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
It's stolen by Green.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
And with that three, his second of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Duncan, a screen. And Parker, here we go. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Warriors leading by 19. Here's Barnes. Excellent D there from Parker. Leonard the pass to Duncan. He kicks to Parker. Back to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. They get it back. And that one's good. Parker. Parker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he's not going to pass up on chances like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, he can get to the rim.
Bogut with a screen on Parker. Curry kicks to Bogut. Soft touch off the glass.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Green dishes to Parker. Pocket 6. Shot from the wing. And that one's good. Thompson with it. Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He made sure that everyone was on the same page and that the offense needed to run through Bogut. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. Boom, he jams it straight down. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 13 rebounds.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second-chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
On the wing, Thompson. Now the feed to Curry. Thompson, a screen on Parker. Curry passes to Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And that's now 20 points for Klay Thompson. Spurs trail by 19. Ginobili kicks to Aldridge. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Looking at the game Aldridge has been having, he's got 13 points and a block. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
And Clark, he's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and his D, it has been on point.
The first one falls. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since. Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness. Aldridge, no one around him. Here's Ginobili. No good. Nice D from Bogut. Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there. Barnes can't get it to go.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor.
And here is Barnes following the three-pointer by Tony Parker. Leonard against Barnes. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. Curry can't get it to go.
And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game. Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, yes, huge. Leonard hits them both.
Leonard has been playing really well. 11 rebounds and 4 steals. Good contributions for him offensively with the assist, and also making some nice steals.
You know what, Clark, you're right on the money with that. He's been just as creative as he has been disruptive.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Now, here's Parker. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Takes the 3. Shot misses. And Golden State will go the other way with it. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Barnes passes to Curry. Green kicks to Barnes. And the rejection by Leonard. It's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. 6 on the shot clock. Screen by Bogut. Thompson is double. Off the screen. No good from Bogut. Spurs trail by 15. Here's Ginobili. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Curry dishes to Barnes. The baseline J off the mark. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. And Parker, here we go. Well, from Leonard, that drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
And Green gets it to go.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Yeah, something's got to change. A double team, maybe a substitution, but this is getting out of hand. And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively, saying, listen, let's make the simple play. Take care of the basketball. We can't afford to waste any possessions. Guys, can they clean it up?
Curry with the steal. Dishes it to Green. To the inside. And finished off by Curry. Spurs trail by 16. Now here's Parker. Duncan right side. From 17 feet out.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. That's an understatement.
Curry with him. Picked up by Aldridge. Looking to get back on track here. Good work defensively by Ginobili.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup.
Here's the screen. Outside Leonard. Kicks it to Aldridge. 6 to shoot. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Warriors.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Green. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Now Curry. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. It's Curry with the drive. Poked away.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Barnes kicks to Curry. To the paint. Parker against Curry. Tries to snap the cold streak. But they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Thompson passes to Curry. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They poured it on tonight, Clark. The dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Klay Thompson. You were able to really help out your team on the offensive end. What enabled such a big night of productivity for you?
I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
Thank you, Klay. We so appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Draymond Green. For some guys, a double-double is a great night, but he makes it a regular occasion, and it's an occasion his teammates never get tired of seeing. What are your thoughts, Kenny?
He came through with some big buckets down the stretch, Shaq. 4 3-pointers all together for him, that's big. And the key for him offensively, he took great shots.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.